Hello. How are you guys and gals? Man, I wish I was there to just hear what you're saying in response to that question. How you're doing, how your bodies are feeling. I miss you guys a whole bunch. Really excited. We're gonna be back for Christmas. I thought I had booked my flights, but apparently I didn't. Not surprising, honestly, at this rate. I'm letting a lot of things slide through the cracks or fall through the cracks. But I was then looking again at flights last night and hoping that while we are back, that we can hopefully have a class or two with you guys. So we'll see what happens. No promises, but that's what I was doing last night at, 11 p.m. Pacific, so 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. Yesterday also, I was in a place and in the room that I walked into, on the wall, there was a sign that said everything's gonna be all right. And A, I love that song, but B, there is an instructor who will be part of a symbol that we're opening Monday that he always plays that song. And as soon as I saw that message on the wall, you ever just see a message, a quote, anything, and you're like, I was meant to see that today. I needed that today. I could have seen it yesterday. I could have seen it tomorrow, but seeing it today, that was for me. Most of you guys know I'm a firm believer in the man upstairs, and I think that was a really good message of it's okay. Breathe, have patience, and also have grace for yourself in this process. So I want to extend that same message back to you, no matter what you're doing right now in life, or if you're going through something, or whatever is on your plate. Everything is going to be all right. That's going to be the theme of today's class. So, with that being said, what's going to happen physically? We're going to have some mobility going on, but we're also going to do a lot of strength work. Keep that thought in mind, is everything's going to be all right. And I really do want you to try and engage and hold as long as you can so that you are getting that muscular endurance, that strength out of it. So yeah, anyway, let's find our way into any seated position that's comfortable for you. And we're just gonna settle in and tap into that breath. I was telling classes this weekend that whenever I teach morning classes, I really like to have those classes just start with their breath. When I teach anything later than early morning, I prefer to have people start with movement, just because you've had a full day of your brain being all over the place, and when you come to your mat, it's usually hard for most people to find stillness right away. But I feel like in the morning, you're kind of at a calmer state. So starting people in a position where they're just focusing on their breath comes with much more ease and less fidgeting than it does in the later part of the day. So in this moment, I just want you to find a big inhale and a big exhale. Big inhale. Nice exhale. As you take your next couple rounds of breath, I want you to let your heart just feel everything it wants to feel. For me right now, it's feeling a lot of gratitude. I had a post probably 2 weeks ago now. But there are a lot of you who are taking this class right now who have been a very, very important part of my life. And I have a lot of gratitude for you. I also have a lot of things I wish I could change in many ways. So that's where my heart is right now, is I have a lot of gratitude, and I'm going to sit with that and love on all of you and all of the blessings that I've gotten to have in this life, as well as the blessings I have right now as well. So whatever it is, use your next few breaths to feel what is ever on your heart. If there's something painful you're going through, allow yourself to sit with that pain. Don't try to run from it. It's never going to get better if you run from it. It's going to always represent itself. You get through it, and then you get past it. But if you try to get past it before you get through it, It doesn't work. You know this. You know this just as well as I do. But if you've got a lot of joy in your heart, also live in that space. Let that feel good. Take 2 more rounds of breath. Big inhale. Big exhale. Big inhale. Big exhale. We're going to slowly start to come into a tabletop position, just beginning to move the body front to back, side to side. Does not matter what it looks like in the slightest bit, just as long as it feels good to your body. I'm trying to tell everyone to keep your eyes closed while you're doing this. I know if you keep your eyes open, it can be a little bit like, oh gosh, is someone looking at me? But if you know that everyone's eyes are closed, I don't know, when you're new to it, it just gives you a little bit more space to say, all right, here we go. So that's where I hope you said in your head to this morning is, all right, here we go. Because now we're going to press up and back into that down dog. And I want you to keep an incredible bend in those knees. And let that back really lengthen out. Let that spine lengthen, spine decompress, and that head hang heavy. You can give that head a swivel from side to side if that feels good. Really start to lengthen and decompress that spine. As we do so, let's externally rotate those shoulders. If you don't know what that means, basically your shoulders have the opportunity to really cave in towards your ears, or they have the opportunity to wrap the opposite direction and tuck your armpits under the body so they're not flaring out to the person next to you. That's external rotation. It also happens to turn the triceps back toward the wall behind you. And that's what we're looking for. Our next inhale is going to lift our right leg toward the sky. Keep squeezing those triceps together so that upper body is nice and strong. Arms are straight. On your exhale, pull that right knee in toward the chest. Suck it up in toward the nose and keep pressing through the arms, protracting through the back of your shoulder blades. If my hand were in between both of your shoulder blades, you'd be trying to press up toward the ceiling. We're here for another 3, 2, inhale, take it back long. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, draw that right knee towards your right shoulder, shifting forward this time. If you can make connection of that knee to the arm, squeeze both together. Keep those shoulders externally rotating, triceps facing back toward the wall behind you. We're here for another 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back long, 3-legged dog. And on your exhale, step that right foot in between both hands. Drop the back left knee down. Shift the weight back and move the foot however you need to. But we're going to bring the hips right over that left knee. So we're in one straight line. From here, we're going to squeeze the right heel and the left knee together. Reach up, and then you're going to reach that right hand back for your left hamstring. And the left hand is going to continue to reach up and back. Next exhale is going to take that left hand down to the inside of that right leg. Scoot that left foot back, extend the left knee up off the ground. Make sure this left shoulder is still externally rotating, so turning toward the outside of your mat. And inhale, open up that right arm toward the sky. Lindsay, this one's for you. That nice thoracic rotation and mobility. Exhale is going to bring it back down. Reach it toward the left side of your mat. And inhale, open it back up, keeping that external rotation as you do so. Bring it back down. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, open up. And exhale. Take the right hand down to frame the right foot. Walk the right foot in a little bit closer toward the middle of your mat. And shift the hips up and back into that pyramid pose. Keep the heart reaching forward, just stretching through that hamstring of that front right leg. Then on your next round of breath, come back forward, find strength in your upper body, and take that right foot back to meet the left foot in down dog. Inhale, we'll shift the weight forward into plank, and that's where we'll have a little bit of fun. All right, so from here, let's externally rotate those shoulders. Make sure that the heels of the feet are stacked right over the balls of the feet to start. Shoulders should be right over the wrists. If those two positions are in place, heels over the balls, shoulders over the wrists, then we can start to find more engagement. All right, from here, we're gonna externally rotate those shoulders, press up, squeeze the palms together, squeeze the triceps together, and work on pulling the palms back also toward the hips. Keep pressing up through the center of your shoulder blades. Keep the heart reaching forward. Tailbone slightly tucked under. You might feel like you're closer toward a down dog rather than a plank, but if you're pressing and keeping that tailbone slightly tucked, we're gonna get more anterior engagement through the front side of the body. And from here, then we're gonna press back through those heels. We're still reaching that heart forward. We're gonna extend those heels back. The entire body might be shaking. That's okay, we're here for strength today. Everything's gonna be all right. Inhale, shift that way forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana and hold. Keep that core nice and tight. Tailbone slightly tucked under. 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. You can take any heart opening posture you'd like. I'm gonna show you a couple different options. First option, clasp of the hands or clasp of opposite elbows behind the back. And we're just gonna peel that chest up off of the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Squeeze the inner thighs together. And let that heart open up. Gaze is just nice and relaxed. No kink in the neck. I'm gonna honor that cervical spine while opening up the heart and the chest. Next exhale is gonna release. Let those legs come up, windshield wiper from side to side. The next option for that heart opener, hands right next to the armpits, and just slowly start to reach that heart forward and pull those palms back. Again, keeping that gaze looking slightly forward. Pull the core in, engage the abdominals on the front side of the core, and let that low back release. Next exhale, slowly let go. Again, you can windshield wiper those legs if that feels good. Next round, we're gonna press up into full cobra. So that was baby cobra. Into either a full cobra where the thighs stay on the ground, or an upward facing dog where the thighs are up off the ground. Either way, we want to think about lengthening the spine from the tailbone all the way up to the top of the head. It's not an arch through the back. It's creating length through the spine, reversing what we do anytime we're in a seated position. Next exhale is going to press up and back into down dog. All right, keep those shoulders externally rotated. Keep the knees bending. Press the hips back. Core is engaged. Keep squeezing those triceps together as tight as you can. You should feel engagement through that upper body. Ribs tucking in, not flaring out to the sides. Press the hips even further back and then start to extend the heels down toward the ground beneath of you, stretching through those hamstrings. Big inhale, big exhale. Inhale's gonna lift that left leg toward the sky. Hello, Baker boy. On your exhale, draw that left knee forward. Keep the shoulders externally rotated. Squeeze that knee in as close toward the chest as you can. Keep pressing, pressing, pressing up toward the ceiling above you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back long. 3-legged dog. Let that head hang heavy. And on your exhale, draw that left knee forward toward that left arm, anywhere it can connect. Press that left arm into that left knee and that left knee into the left arm, activating through that entire core. Keep pressing up. 5, 4, keep pulling back with the palms. 3, 2, 1. 3-legged dog on the inhale. And on your exhale, step that left foot in between both hands at the top of your mat. Right knee drops down. Arms come up and over the head. Body stacks over that right knee. Squeeze the left knee and the right heel, or the left heel and the right knee together. From here, we're gonna reach back. Left hand reaches for that right hamstring. Right arm continues to reach up and back, pressing into that right hip, finding as much length as you possibly can. Next exhale is gonna take that right hand down to the ground. Bring that back right knee up off of the mat. Inhale, open up that left arm as you keep that right shoulder externally rotating. Exhale, bring it back down, reach it over to the right. Inhale, open back up. Exhale, bring it back through. One more time, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, take the hand down to frame the foot. Walk the foot in a little bit closer, then shift the hips up and back. Pyramid pose. You can scoot that back right foot in a little bit closer if that feels better to your body. Just stretching through that hamstring of that front left foot. Then find more strength in that upper body and make your way back into that down dog position. Big inhale, big exhale. Externally rotate those shoulders. Squeeze those triceps together. Bend into the knees and really press the hips up and back even further. Then inhale is going to shift forward, plank. Keep squeezing those triceps together. Find that alignment. Heels over the balls of the feet. Shoulders start over the wrists. Externally rotate those shoulders. Squeeze the triceps together. Pull the palms back toward the hips. Turn on that serratus anterior right underneath of the armpit. Keep pressing up as you do so. Start to reach the heart forward, but press the heels back, really lengthening through that entire body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift it forward, bring it down, 90-degree angle in those elbows. Chaturanga. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, any heart-opening posture we just went through. It's your choice, whatever you would like. Next exhale, it's gonna press up and back into down dog. Inhale is gonna take the gaze forward. Slowly start to walk your feet up to meet the hands at the top of your mat. Bend into the knees, let the head hang heavy. Maybe swivel from side to side. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, half lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Ardha means half. Uttanasana is that intense stretch or a forward fold. Next exhale is going to fold back down. Uttanasana. Inhale, circle sweep. Coming all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. As you find that Urdhva Hastasana, toes can touch, heels can be slightly far apart, or those feet can be right underneath of the hips. Hi, bud. Screw those feet in. It's almost if you're taking those heels and screwing them in from the outside inward. From here, we're going to squeeze the inner thighs together. Lock down on all 4 points of each foot. Underneath big toe, pinky toe, outside of the heel, inside of the heel. Keep those inner thighs squeezing together. Reach up even higher. Keep the tailbone slightly tucked under. Ribs lift up higher. Engage that core. Tucking that tailbone under. Open up the heart. Release the hands, palm facing forward. Keep that engagement with the face, traps, neck relaxed. And inhale, bring those arms up. Externally rotating through those shoulders, so palms will face back toward the wall behind you. Should make more space through the neck. All right, this is Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale is going to fold forward. Uttanasana, over bent knees, like you're sitting in a chair. Let the belly and the chest touch. Let the head start to hang heavy. Keep that connection of the belly and the chest together with the thighs, and then lift those thighs up higher, stretching through those hamstrings. Legs never have to go completely straight. Uttanasana means intense stretch. We want the intensity of that stretch to go to our hamstrings. We don't want that to go to our low back. And unfortunately, most people in this position will go into straight legs, and there's no connection of the belly or the chest to the top of the thighs, which means that the majority of that stretch, while you might feel some in your hamstrings, majority of that stretch is going to be in the low back, where we actually do not want it. So keep that connection there. Let the head hang heavy. Inhale, half lift. Hips go back, heart goes forward. Let's bring the arms back toward the hips this time, palms facing down. Squeeze those shoulder blades back so it opens up the heart and the chest more. Press the hips back a little bit further. Then exhale, release. Step back into plank or float your way back into Chaturanga Dandasana. If you're jumping back into Chaturanga. If you're stepping back into plank. All right? If you're floating or jumping back, it's into Chaturanga. You don't jump back into plank. Holding there. Lowering down if you're in that plank into chaturanga for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, open up. Whichever heart opening posture you choose, just make sure that those shoulders are opening up and that heart is reaching forward and up, not up and back. Forward and up, not up and back. Big difference so that we can let go of that low back. Next exhale, we're gonna press up and back, down dog. Keep that engagement through the core, keep the engagement through the arms. Inhale, extend that right leg toward the sky. Exhale, step that right foot in between both hands at the top of your mat. Inhale, brings both arms up and overhead. Anjane, Asana A, crescent lunge pose. We're gonna check in with our form here, all right? Same thing as plank. We want that heel right over the ball of that back foot with a straight back leg. So if you need to adjust that leg wherever back or forward so that that heel can be stacked right on top, definitely do so. Front leg, we want the knee stacked right over the ankle. Not too far back, not too far forward. Knee is right over the ankle, and that knee is starting to push over toward that third toe, that middle toe, or maybe even toward the pinky toe if you tend to cave inward, all right? So for those of you who tend to cave inward, and you know that, you're checking down, you're like, hey, my knee usually caves in, press it over towards your pinky toe. From here, let's screw that heel in from the outside inward, squeeze inner thighs, lift up a little bit higher, keep that core even more engaged, then reach those arms up and overhead. From here, keep reaching that left foot or that left hip forward, keep pushing that left hip forward, keep pulling that right hip back, and slowly spin that back left heel down to the ground. All right, that might adjust your stance a little bit. You have more than every ability to adjust, but we want to keep those hips equal. The left hip isn't opening up to the side, it's pushing forward, and that right hip is pulling back. We're still pushing into the pinky side edge of that left foot, finding as much strength in our lower body as we can. Inhale, reach up, warrior one. Exhale, find a clasp behind your back. Hands are opposite elbows. Open up the heart on the inhale, exhale, fold to the inside of that right leg, humble warrior. Keep the right knee pressing out toward the side. Keep the hips shifting back toward the middle of your mat and not allowing them to push over to the right side of your mat. Inhale is going to bring you back up, warrior one. Exhale is going to take both hands down to the ground. Keep the left hand down. Allow that back left heel to spin up. Open up your right arm toward the sky, that thoracic mobility. If you have the strength and ability to get there, hold this right here and just slowly take the right foot back to meet the left foot into side plank, making sure that the shoulder is stacked right over that wrist to start, not too far back. Open up that heart, reach up as high as you can. Keep that hip bone pointing forward. The next exhale, we'll take that right hand down to the ground. Inhale, shift, step forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Nice job. Inhale, lift that left leg toward the sky. Exhale, step the left foot in between both hands. Inhale, arms rise. Anjane Asana A, crescent lunge pose. Keep that left knee right over the heel of the foot, tracking toward the middle toe or maybe even toward that pinky toe. Check in with that back right leg. Heel wants to be stacked right on top of the ball of the foot. All right, from here, we're screwing that left heel into the ground so it really activates through that abductor and the glute. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Reach up a little bit higher through that core. The heart open up, arms rise. Anjane Asana A. Keep that right hip pressing forward, left hip pulling back. Sit into that left leg. Slowly spin that back right foot down flat. Keep that right hip pressing forward, left hip pulling back. Warrior one. Clasp of the hands behind the low back. Hands or opposite elbows. Inhale, open up through the heart and the chest. And on the exhale, fold forward, humble warrior. Nice inhale. Good exhale. One more. Big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale's gonna bring you all the way up. Reach it up. Then exhale, take that right hand down to the ground. Spin that back heel up toward the sky. Open up that left arm for that thoracic mobility. Find that strength. Keep that right shoulder externally rotated and squeezing the palm back toward the hips. Make sure that that shoulder is over the wrist. And then slowly make your way back into that side plank. Bring that left foot back to meet the right foot. Lift those hips up. Keep that top left hip pointing forward. Keep the heart opening backward. Big inhale here. Keep squeezing that palm toward that right hip. On your exhale, take that left hand down to the ground. Inhale, shifts it forward. Exhale, chaturanga and hold 3, 2, inhale, press up through plank. Same thing, exhale, chaturanga and hold 3, 2, inhale, press up through plank. Last one, exhale, chaturanga and hold 3, 2, inhale, press up through plank. Exhale, back into down dog. 1, vinyasa, flow, inhale, forward plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale. Open up that heart, let it shine. Everything's gonna be all right. Exhale, press up and back into down dog. Nice job. Inhale, take that gaze forward. Lift the heels. Bend the knees on the exhale. You can step your way up to the top of your mat, or you can start to take that float. Landing nice and lightly at the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's half lift again. That felt good. Inhale, half lift. Reach those hips back, heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep. Urdhva Hastasana. All right. On this next round, we're going to need our block with us. So if you have a block handy, which you should, I made sure to tell my mom that you need a block this morning. So you're going to need a palm on outsides of the block. No gripping. All right, keep the palms flat. And we are going to sit back into our Utkatasana, fierce pose. Some people call this cheer pose, but actually in the Sanskrit language, Utkatasana means fierce. So we're gonna sit back, track those knees over the ankles, sit back into the glutes, pull the shoulders down the back and press into that block as tightly as you can. Again, we're not gripping those fingers on the outsides of the block. We're just pressing with flat fingers as tightly as we can, activating through that serratus anterior, which is the muscle that runs right by the rib cage pretty much, but it's right underneath of your armpit. It's really supportive to our shoulders. All right, bring that block up a little bit higher, squeeze a little tighter. 3, 2, 1, slowly release. Take the block down to the ground. You can use that block as a prop if that feels good. Inhale, half lift. Reach the hips back, heart forward, slight bend in the knees. Exhale is gonna fold back down, Uttanasana. Take both hands down to the ground and make your way back into down dog. Does not matter how you get there. You can step back, you can make your way through that vinyasa flow. You're just gonna make your way back into down dog. Vinyasa flows plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. 3, 2, 1. Inhale's gonna lift that right leg toward the sky. On the exhale, step that right foot in between both hands at the top of your mat. On your way up, grab that block with you just as you did before. Flat hands on the outside. Inhale, arms come up. Anjaneyasana A, crescent lunge pose. Pressing into that block as tightly as you can. Block doesn't have to be straight overhead, right? You can have a little bit of hinge forward if that's gonna keep better, stronger engagement through the upper body. Keep the shoulders coming down the back. Nice big inhale. Good exhale. From here, keep that back left leg as engaged as possible. Start to shift forward, warrior 3. Keep pressing into that block. Pull the abdominals in so that low back isn't forced with a ton of pressure. Let the shoulders relax. If you need to bring the block down below the chest, that's okay too. 3, 2, 1. Take that block down to the ground. Coming into standing splits. We're gonna take a couple curtsy lunges just to dynamically stretch and strengthen that right standing hamstring. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Tap the left foot down to that right side of the mat. Inhale, lengthen back up, straightening out through that right leg. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, tap it down. Sit back so that you're not putting a ton of pressure into that knee. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, sit it back. One more, inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, start to step the foot back to the back of the mat. Spin that back heel flat. Let's try to make sure that the right heel and the left heel are in line this time. So we're gonna come up into warrior two. Inhale's gonna bring the left arm back, right arm forward. Check in with that right knee. Make sure that's pushing out over that middle toe, maybe even back toward that pinky toe. That'll fire up the glute even more. Bring the shoulders nice and parallel with one another. Inhale's gonna reach up and back. Reverse warrior. Keep pressing into that right knee, pushing it forward and out toward the pinky toe. Then exhale, side angle pose. All right, you're gonna reach for that block. We're gonna do that same thing again, but we're gonna do it with the block this time. So hands are gonna come on the outsides of the blocks. Arms will come up and overhead. It's like warrior two, but arms are overhead. Keep that knee pressing over that middle or pinky toe. Inhale's gonna reach up and back, pressing into the block. Reverse warrior, keep pushing that knee forward. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, extended side angle pose. Press into the block, keep that knee pressing out toward that pinky toe. Open up the heart. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back up. Bring both toes to face forward. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Let that feel good. Big inhale. Big exhale. If it feels good, just take Skandasana, bending into one knee, and then shifting over to the other side. You're more than welcome to. We're here for another 10 counts. If it felt good to just stay in that wide-legged forward fold, you just stay there. Your body, your practice, your life, your choices. So to make your way back up to the top of your mat. Your body, your practice, your life, your choices. Step that right foot back to meet the left foot in plank. Everything is going to be all right. Your mindset right now, today, yesterday, the day before, the week before, is your mindset saying everything is going to be all right, girlfriend. You've got this. You do, and you have support. You have people who love you. Are you letting them in, or are you pushing them away? Whether it's direct words, body language, or actions, intentional or not. We are responsible for every part of who we are and who we want to become. So if we want to have a joyful life, it starts with us and how we think. Exhale, press up and back into down dog. Inhale, lift that left leg toward the sky. Exhale, step that left foot in between both hands at the top of your mat. On the inhale, bring both arms with that block up and overhead. Anjaneyasana, a crescent lunge pose. Keep the shoulders coming down the back. Press into that block as tightly as you can. Everything is gonna be all right. Let that mindset work for you, not against you. Your choices aren't only in what you say and eat and drink. They're absolutely in how you think. Your choice on how you perceive every situation impacts not only you, but the person next to you. Your thoughts have so much power. Let them work for you and everything you want in this lifetime. Your next exhale is slowly gonna shift forward. Warrior 3, pressing into that block, keeping that core engaged. Again, you can drop that block down if those shoulders are real tight and real sore. But otherwise, keep squeezing those inner thighs together. Keep pulling the shoulders down the back. Press into that block. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing splits. Nice work. I'm saying that to myself. I can't see you guys, but I know you're doing a good job too. I'm over here sweating. I was telling my mom yesterday that with launching this other space, we're gonna take some curtsy lunges as I talk. You guys know I'm long-winded and could talk forever. As we're launching this space, my workload with Amazon has just so conveniently tripled. So, my workouts have not been as consistent as I would prefer them to be because I don't really work out because of the physical benefits, honestly, anymore. I truly just work out because of everything it does for me mentally. And holy smokes, just not been that consistent. So this morning I woke up, 4:30, I knew I had to get it in just for my mind. But anyway, it's showing up today. Man, I got sweat drips all over, everywhere. You guys would kick my tail and max effort conditioning right now. I'm sure that makes a lot of you feel really good. All right, from here, we're gonna take that leg back long. We're gonna step that right foot back behind you, spin that back heel down. Inhale's gonna bring you up all the way. Warrior 2. Make sure that both heels are in line with each other. Arms go nice and long. Left arm reaching forward, right arm reaching back. They're reaching in opposite directions, I know, and you're trying to keep them reaching as far away from each other as they can. Keep that left knee pressing out over that middle toe, pinky toe. Then inhale, reach it up. Reverse warrior. Exhale. Side angle pose. Keep that left knee pushing back toward that pinky toe. All right, slowly pick up that block. One last time. Hands come on the outside. We're gonna bring it up. Warrior 2. Left knee is pressing over that middle toe, pinky toe. Shoulders are facing toward the side. They're not facing forward. That would be warrior 1. So warrior 2, our shoulders are facing toward the side. Keep pressing that knee of the left leg over toward that left pinky toe. Then inhale, take it up and back. Reverse warrior. Try not to cause an extreme cinch in that spine. Keep reaching up and pushing that knee forward. We're trying to feel a stretch to that left side. Exhale, extended side angle pose. Same thing, keep that left knee pushing out toward that left pinky toe. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back up. Turn both toes, both sets of feet to face the side. Folding forward, wide-legged forward fold. Oh. Big inhale here. Big exhale. Again, same option if you want to take that Skandasana. You're more than welcome to. If anything else feels good here, cool, be my guest. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels turn in, toes turn out, palms come on the outside of the block, arms come right up, chest level. Press into that block as tight as you can. Big inhale, big exhale. Pull those shoulders back, squeeze into that block, bring that block up a little bit higher. We're here for 10. Keep pressing those knees out toward the pinky toes. Nice job. 5. Rotate those triceps down toward the ground beneath of you. 3, 2, 1. Release. Wide-legged forward fold. Beautiful job. All right, turn those toes back to face the front of your mat. Find strength in your upper body. Step that left foot back. Down dog. If you want to take a last vinyasa flow, you're more than welcome to. But inhale's going to take that gaze forward when you're ready. Step, or flow up to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, hips go back, heart goes forward. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep coming all the way up. Ardha Stasana. Find a clasp of hands or opposite, elbows overhead. Allow the shoulders to come down the back, and just find a nice stretch through each side of the body. Been calling this a PE stretch recently, but let that hand fall to the inside of your shoulder blades. Just stretch through that shoulder, through the lat, through the tricep. Basically the stretches you used to take in good old PE class. Next, exhale, switch sides. Big inhale opens up through the heart and the chest. Exhale pulls the core in so you're not arching through that back and causing more compression in that lumbar spine. So good. All right, one last upper body stretch before we find our way down to the ground. Let's bring the clasp of the hands behind the back. Open up the heart and the chest. Take those hands over to the left hip. Drop your left ear down to that left shoulder. Play around with where that feels good. Tilting the chin down and back. Hanging out wherever you need to. Whew, it's a little tight. Kesha's been spending a lot of time on the computer, apparently. Not good. Not good, not good. No, no, no. Inhale, come back through center. Open up that heart and the chest. Take the hands over to that right shoulder. Drop the right ear down to that right side. Chin tilts down. Man, that sucker is tight. Twig like a toya. Tilt that chin back. All right. Let's slowly start to make our way onto our seat. We're going to bring that block with us before we arrive. Hands come to the outsides of the blocks. You didn't think we were in and without some core with the block. We got it here. We might as well use it. Let's come all the way onto our back. Block right up above the chest. Pull the head back in line with the spine. So not reaching up toward the ceiling. Pull the head back in line with the spine as you lift the shoulder blades up. All right? So shoulders are lifting up off the ground, but you're also plugging them back down. Okay, everything is in nice alignment. Bring those knees over the hips, press into that block as tight as you can, and start to take those legs long. Bring that block a little bit higher overhead. Keep the gaze looking wherever feels best to your neck and shoulders. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Press into that block. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it back in. Knees and arms compressed together. Let the head relax if you need to, but squeeze the arms and knees as tightly together as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, extend it long, hollow body, hold. Squeeze into that block, squeeze into those inner thighs. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come all the way up. Inhale, extend all the way back down and release. Bring those knees in toward the chest. Give them a good squeeze side to side. Right ankle's going to come on top of that left thigh, getting into that mobility as promised. All right. Let's just actively work on bringing those legs in and out in that figure 4 position. If it feels good to let that knee cave in and then help assist it out with that palm, pushing it away from the body. Just keeping that mobility moving and taking those legs from side to side in that figure 4 position. And slowly let the legs fall over to the left side of your mat. Let the left hand come to the inside of that left knee. Press that left knee just slightly away. Squeeze the left knee, or I think I was saying left knee. Press the right knee slightly away, but squeeze your left knee and your right ankle together. So you're using your left hand and your right knee to push away. You're squeezing that right ankle, and that left knee. Slowly release, come back to center. Hands are gonna reach for the shin or the hamstring of that left leg, stretching through that IT band and a little bit more of a yin space. How cool is this life? Man, I love joy, I love happiness. I hate the sad days. But that pain is also such a reminder of why we're alive and that it is a blessing to be alive. And by pain, I mean, in my mind, I mean loss. That's what's kind of the opposite for me of joy is loss, I would say. And not that that's super present right now, thankfully, but it is a reality of life. And man, I just say that because life is a gift every single day. Every single day. So we never know when that next one is going to occur or who it may be. Could be us. Could be someone so important to us. Let's find that figure four stretch on the opposite side. Okay, from here, that left hand is going to come to the top of that left knee. We're just going to allow the legs to come in and press out. And if it feels good to press that left knee away with that left hand, you are more than welcome to. And then slowly starting to just rock the body from side to side. Again, maybe keeping that pressure on that left knee, not letting it cave in, or maybe letting it cave in. That feels good. We're gonna let those legs fall over. Hello, buddy, to that right side. Can you sit? That left ankle and the right knee are gonna squeeze together. Meanwhile, that right hand and that left knee are going to push away. If it feels good to let it cave in, go for it. And slowly coming back up to center. Hands will reach around for that right hamstring or that right shin. And allowing that upper body to relax on the ground beneath of you. Toes of the left foot flexing back toward that left knee. Just stretching through that IT band, the outside of that glute on that left leg. Big inhale. Big exhale. And slowly finding your way into a full happy baby. Arms on the insides of the legs, hands anywhere on the feet. It can be on the outsides, it can be on the insides. Whatever feels best to you. Then keep that right hand on that right foot. Keep trying to pull the top of that right thigh down toward the ground beneath of you. As you press the sole of that right foot up a little bit more toward the ceiling above you. Left leg will go long, just stretching out through that groin. Nice job. Maybe starting to straighten out that leg if that feels good. If it doesn't, don't do it. Your body, your practice, your life, your choices. So to come back into that full happy baby. Keep hold of the left leg. Let that right leg go long. Big inhale. Big exhale. Big inhale. Big exhale. Trying to draw that heel up a little bit higher, maybe even to the point of where that leg starts to straighten. Maybe it doesn't ever, and that's okay. It is not a necessity for life. It is not a necessity for happiness or joy. It's just an idea if you want to stretch that hamstring a bit. Next round of breath is is going to bring both legs back in toward the center. One full happy baby. Give your legs a good squeeze. Tuck the forehead up to meet the knees. Stretching through the back side of the body. And slowly start to release. I'm sure you can hear the neighbor dog in the background. Here we go. How good it feels to just be. If you're someone who struggles when we get to this part of the practice, I want you to ask yourself, what do you crave when you start to get tired in a held position, or maybe a max effort class where you are pushing and pushing and pushing and you don't feel like your body can go anymore? What do you crave in that moment? Most people I've ever asked that question to who have answered truthfully will say rest. You cannot always go and go and go. Your body is just like a gas tank. And if you are always pouring from it, you are always emptying it. And you are never giving it time to relax, reset, maybe get an oil change. It can't keep up with that pace for the rest of your life. Let this moment be enjoyable. You're not here forever. You know that. You're not going to stay here that long. But enjoy it while you're in it. Letting go of every last muscle in the body. Starting with the feet. Engaging through the toes and the arches. Making your way to the calves and the shins, the quads, the hamstrings. Letting your breath completely fill up your hips. And as you exhale, letting those hips relax so much that your toes and your feet fall heavier toward the outsides of your mat. So let your belly fill up. Let your heart and rib cage expand. And on your exhale, let go of the neck and shoulders, inviting maybe the shoulders underneath of the body. Opening up that chest a little bit more. So to let go of the personality muscles in the face. Smile, frown, tongue from the top of your mouth. And just be Shavasana. Slowly start to bring awareness back to your breath. And inhale in through the nose. And exhale, sighing it out. Start to bring awareness back to the breath and movement in the body ever so slowly. Beginning to roll onto either the left or the right side of your body. Making your way up into any seated position that's comfortable for you. big inhale in. On your exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, both hands to mind center. Reminding ourselves it's our body, our practice, our life, our choice, and how we choose to perceive every situation, every occurrence, every interaction. Are we the victim? Are we the friend? Are we the lover? How are we perceiving the situation? If we're telling the story, if you write the story out and then you have someone read it back to you, what do you hear? What do you hear? Because that is a direct reflection of what the narrative is in your head. We want that to work for you, not against you, every single day. Bring both hands to heart center in gratitude for all of the blessings in our lives, including the people who challenge us, the people who love us, our four-legged friends, sunsets, sunrises, rain, snowstorms, all of the above. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Just keep in mind, everything is gonna be all right. Probably won't matter in 5 minutes. Potentially won't matter in 5 days. More than likely won't matter in 5 months. And for sure probably won't matter in 5 years. But if it will, if you know in 5 years it will matter, find a way, right? Find a solution. Otherwise, just know everything is gonna be all right. Namaste.